Um, right, since we're already talking about books, is my I can't. You know what? I don't need these right now. Distracting me. All right, pulled them out so that they were ready. I wanted to talk about my favorite series. And a lot of people don't actually know that this book is actually book one of a series. And so I love to introduce it and tell people about it because not a lot of people know. But my favorite book, and it's hard to say my favorite, but it really is like not. I mean, I love Harry Potter, right? That doesn't change that. But it's my favorite book. Hi, little Ray. Welcome in. Oh my gosh, I've missed you, honey. We're just talking about my favorite book series right now. We are gonna be playing Minecraft with Sensible. He's wrapping up his stream probably around 10:30 or so, and then he'll join us. So we are just kicking it old school and chatting and getting to know each other better while we wait. Planned this time. Planned it. I knew the wait was coming. Uh, all right. So my favorite book of all books, okay, is The Giver by Lois Lowry. It is, I don't know what it is about the book or the story, but something about it, I feel very connected to it. It's something about a society that basically gets rid of the what is considered the useless, right? The ineffective, the extra, the spare, the whatever. Like something about that really hits me in a way that no matter how many times I read it, it still almost shocks me a little. And I think that's important when you're reading a book that is kind of a commentary on the worst of society, that it it's almost like a litmus test for yourself. Like it should still shock you terrible things. Maybe the day that it stops shocking you is a day that you have to do self-reflection or something like that. Like it should still shock you, the terrible behavior of humans. Um and so it's almost like a litmus set test for myself when I read it, is making sure I'm still shocked by the callousness, the disregard for life, um those kind of acts, those kind of behavior, and seeing it through the eyes of a child is even more shocking and sometimes complicated. But yes, there are four books total. That's right, Hello Kitty. There are four books total. So The Giver is the first one, and I got the exclusive collector's edition. Obviously, as you, I'm book addicted. What are you gonna do? Right? My husband knew what he was getting into. He was gonna have every time he moved, there was gonna be heavy ass boxes full of books because I don't know how to let go of books, and I never will. I'm okay with it. I'm not ashamed. But so this is book one. So the second book in the series is called. Does I have it out? I have it out of order. Oops, that's a mistake. Okay, the second book in the series is called Gathering Blue. Okay. So this book now is where we learn at the end of The Giver. If you've never read it, like I really encourage you to read it. Don't think it's just a book for kids. Like it really hits different as an adult. Definitely read it if you haven't. If you're not a book person, they did make it into a movie that I didn't hate. um so I'm not going to tell you to run out and go watch it. I didn't hate it though, so if you watched it, I wouldn't be offended. You fight. Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. Fighting over bookshelves. See, my husband is not a reader, so that's the lucky part. I don't have to fight over bookshelf space because my husband's not a reader. All the books are mine. But Gathering Blue is where you learn about another society. There's another society. So the giver doesn't exist in a vacuum, which is what we think in the beginning of the book, and we learn that that's not true towards the end. And it's based on a young girl who has a malady, she but has a talent, and we learn about what that talent means. What that means for her and her life, and what that kind of does to her, and what it means to have a talent that other people take advantage of and use and utilize, regardless of your needs, your wants, and the things about you that you need to pray to hold on to. And so it just continues that, you still continue to see if you get shocked by the callousness and behavior of adults, and especially with children, right? And so there's this guy. So this one's really good. And then the next one is The Messenger. That's the third book in the series. I know, Hello Kitty. I know it, but it's the whole connection is wonderful though. Like the threads through the book, and then how you like find the pieces that are connected, so that you see that it is one story in four parts. The Messenger. Oh, The Messenger. I cried. I cried. It's about a young boy who somehow he's able to go and travel where others aren't, and so they use him as a messenger to between these places, these in these communities in the other books, and you learn about abandonment, and once again the utilization of a child's gifts for the benefit of grown adults, um the disregard for childhood, and all of those pieces. It's shortest book of all of the books, but it's the one that really hit me. um and I feel like it hits harder if you've read the other two, because some of the characters are present, and so it really, you'll get the full effect if you've read the other two first. And then this is the newest one. It's only, I think it came out a few years ago, actually. I think it was a few years ago, but it's Sun. So I don't remember this one as well, and I think it's basically about time for me to do a reread of all of it. But it's basically um about the children. So in The Giver, you learn that people don't have children. I don't want to say normal, right? Because there's no normal way really to have children. I mean, I didn't have Lucas in a normal way, but they basically they match them as a pair, and then they're given a baby. And there are breeders basically who have the babies, right? So they have babies that they don't get to keep. The babies are then assigned to families, and then they have a family unit. So this book goes into the story of a breeder and one of the children, and it's a big book. This is the biggest of all four books, and the story is so, it wraps everything up, and I love that. I love when the loose ends, when they're just wrapped up. You don't feel like anything's missing. It's a very good total ending for the series. It, and of course, once again, right, you find out about the pieces that shock you and everything, but it, you get to find out the ending for all of the characters that you've already grown to care about in the first three books, and they wrap it up really nice. Funny thing is, I got the audiobook for this as soon as it was available on Audible, and the voice of the person reading the audiobook was so bad to my ear. It is the only book that I've ever returned to Audible. Like, I couldn't even get through the first 10 to 15 minutes of it before I was like, nope, I can't do this. I will wait till the physical book gets to the house and I will just read it, because I cannot with this voice. And I returned that thing so fast. So when Johnny Bailey was here the last time and we were chatting, he gave us a book recommendation, and I actually really liked the thought of that, of like recommending a book or a series of books. So we're going into the summer, or especially if you are looking, I think it's a book series that if you have even like a preteen, or like an 8, 9, 10, 11 year old, like that you're going to need something to do with them over the summer, and you're the kind of parent who wants to give book reports. I'm really excited to be that parent that Lucas is going to be doing book reports over the summer. I'm really looking forward to that because I loved doing book reports. I loved analyzing and breaking down and explaining my thoughts and feelings about books that I read over the summer. I'm that kid. And so I hope that Lucas is that kid too, because he's gonna be doing them. Even if they're not for school, they're gonna be for me. So I'm really looking forward to that.